Number 10. Two-leg high kick is the sport that tests the strength and the balance of the belly muscles. The participant stands on the mat and then bounces in the air with both feet to kick the ball placed 2.5 meters above the ground, then land on both feet, avoiding falling. After each round, the ball is lifted by the four edges. Each competitor can make 3 attempts at the height of his choice. The record of men is 264 centimeters, but women is 198 centimeters. The game is rooted in the age-old practice of the hunter returning to the seaside whaling village from hunting, where he jumped for joy in front of the crowds. Number 9. Throws. During the so-called throws, a group of people gather in a circle and holding the edge of the large sheet made of sea skins. In the center of it, the player who is thrown up as high as possible during the throws should present his sports skills by performing a gymnastic maneuver, then maintain balance and return to the sheet without falling over. The champion of this discipline is Reggie Jur. He is the winner of 10 gold medals. He has perfected this art to the point where he performs double somersaults while he was in the air. The discipline comes from the scouting technique consisting in throwing to the air of daredevil in order to check if he see animals. That was the main means of food for the Inuits. Number 8. Ear dragging. Traditional sport among the Inuit people. The goal is to check which starter is able to bear the most pain. This sport is very simple. 2 players getting cross-legged opposite each other and then a 2-meter loop made of string is put on their ear. After the command start, the fight takes place. The competitors taking part in it try to break the string from the opponent's ear only with the strength of their ears or neck. The winner is the one who breaks the loop from the opponent's ear first. In some editions of the Olympic, this sport has been withdrawn due to safety issue and the sensitivity of the viewers. Skirmish can cause bleeding and the players sometimes require stitches. Number 7. Porter. Porter is a discipline that looks like a group hug, but in reality it is a bit different. 4 men, each weight about 70 kilograms, are entangled or, if you prefer, hang on a competitor who has to go the longest distance while carrying the 4. It means that the competitor has almost 300 kilograms on his back. In this discipline, the muscles, joints, back and spine are tested. The world record in this discipline belongs to Matthew Sito, who in July 2014 reached an impressive 74 meters. This discipline has its source in Alaska job, handling meat or timber of ice back to the village. Number 6. Seals jumping. Seals jumping is perhaps the most physical and mentally exhausting discipline on the list. Men taking part in the competition assume a push-up position with bent elbows. The hands, however, are clenched and adhere to the ground. At the referee's signal, the players rush forward. The winner is the daredevil who will cover the longest distance. This sport seems to be painful while it is practiced indoors. Imagine, however, what is traditionally played on tiles and sometimes outside. 5. Wrestling. Wrestling, but not so normal. Players sit on the floor facing each other with one leg above the opponent's legs, crossing their arms and looking inside the elbow. The free hand is placed in the opponent's ankle or foot. After the referee's signal, players pulling on the rear to eliminate the possibility of tagging, grabbing or twisting. The competitor must pull under the opponent's arm with trainer or draw the opponent to his side. In the second round, the athletes change the position of their arms and legs. Player must win 2 out of 3 rounds to win the game. 4. Dragging the stick. This discipline can be achieved by anyone, big, small, fat or thin. Strength and grip are the most important here. The athletes face each other in opposite direction. Their legs must be rested in the marked position so that the outer edges touch. No other body contact is allowed. Contestants grab the opposite ends of the wooden stick. At the starting signal, the players try to take the stick out of the opponent's hands. During the competition, the stick may not be raised higher than the shoulder of the highest opponent and the jerking or twisting the stick is allowed. All through the feet must remain in place. Foot movement will cause the player to lose a point. The player who snaps the stick from the opponent's hands wins the round and the match itself lasts 3 rounds. Number 3. Balance on one hand. Hand balance discipline requires players to be quite balanced and flexible. Player's task is to touch the ball hanging above his head. Seems simple, but the devil's is in the details. The players sit on the floor and take the most comfortable position with one hand on the ground, with their free hand reaching the suspended ball. After touching the floor, return to position by placing your hand on the floor. Only hand can touch the ground, nothing else. Ball is lifted 4 inches after each round, and each player can make 3 attempts at each height. Number 2. Bomb drop. Drop the bomb is a sport discipline that tests endurance. The competitor lays face down on the floor, then stretches out his arm and legs, keeping his back straight and his butt low. The shape resembles a plane. Then the referee puts on an ankle strap, but the 2 assistants holds the hands. Player is lifted to the height of about 30 centimeters above the ground, and then assistants begin a slow walk. Whoever covers the longest distance is the winner. The average distance covered is 30 meters. The record belongs to Michael Anderson and is 33 meters. And number 1. On the cut-off ear. On the cut-off ear, this is the last discipline and I think the hardest. When it comes to pain, this discipline definitely wins. Rules are simple. We put a string on the ear, at the end of which there is a weight or a bag of flour, usually weighing from 7 to 11 kilograms. One rule is that you can't use your cheek. Lift your head and walk as far as possible. Walk until the tension in the neck becomes unbearable, or the pain is so intense that you can barely breathe, or until the ear comes off. Believe it or not, but best result with the weight or the ear is over 600 meters. Thanks for watching and see you next time.